everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse, where Vincent here is enjoying his nice can of Duff. Today we watched Season 5, Episode 21, Lady Bouvier's Lover.
Yes, and now that Vincent has left the frame, I can talk about the plot, and it's Abe Simpson decides that he loves Marge's mother, Mrs. Bouvier, and he starts to woo Mrs. Bouvier, but he's got a rival in the form of Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
Yes, who is a very good dancer. I'm sure we'll talk about that. So, who is going to win? Probably nobody, right?
You never know. You have to watch the episode again.
Watch the episode.
Season
and
5,
you'll
Episode
know.
21, and find out who wins the heart of Lady Bouvier.
That is right. Let's start things off with lines. What is your first line?
My first line I'm going to go with is later in the episode, and hot diggity, I'm going to smooch her like a mule eating an apple. And that was Abe. Great visual there, right?
It paints a picture.
Yes, it does. I don't want to be smooched like that ever. Even by a mule.
Don't eat an apple while you're around mules, like you're ever going to be around a mule anytime soon.
What's your first line?
All right, so they go on a date. They go, Marge and Homer take them out to dinner.
Say, I've got a neat idea. Why don't you go in and pick up my mother and we'll all go out to dinner?
I'll be back in a jiffy.
That's not my mother.
I'll be back in a jiffy. Can I come too?
And they're at dinner, and Abe does the Charlie Chaplin gag where he sticks the forks in the potatoes, and he's like it's a feat, you know. And his lawyer comes out of nowhere, and he says, "Sir, I represent the estate of Charlie Chaplin, and I have a court order here for the immediate halt of this unauthorized imitation. Boys!" And then he's got these goons that take the potato away.
And the goons stomp on the potatoes. It was great. Because clearly it was the potatoes' fault, so the potatoes had to get...
Yeah, where he's just like emphasizing, do not use the potatoes
in this manner.
imitation of Charlie Chaplin again.
Oh my goodness.
What about number 2?
Oh, number 2, it's going to be a toss-up because I have 2 good ones. One's a Burns line and one's an Abe line. So you tell me, what would you like? A Burns line or another Abe line?
Give me an Abe line.
Okay.
That's an Abe episode.
I'll show him. I'm going to give him the frowning of a lifetime.
Abe's always good for something.
During the dance scene where Montgomery Burns is definitely whipping out some good moves there.
Oh, yeah.
Abe's showing him.
Benny Goodman's playing. He's, swing dancing pro here.
And Monty came and swung Lady Bouvier off of her feet and took over the dance floor. What about your second line?
All right, so my second line is Marge is kind of pulling for Abe and Mrs. Bouvier to get together, and like the concept of them getting married comes up, and Homer's all like against it, and he says, "If he marries her, we'll be brother and sister, and our kids, they'll be horrible freaks with pink skin and no overbites and 5 fingers on each hand." And then it cuts to a picture of Bart and Lisa and Maggie, and it makes them look more human-like, not as cartoony.
Right.
And he freaks out and screams
and runs away. It's a good one.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
But that takes us into scenes. So what's your scene?
Oh, my scene. Again, this was a tough one. I'm going to go with the Armour hot dog scene. And so, is that what you were going to go with? Okay. So, toward the beginning of the episode, they are throwing a birthday party for Maggie. And Maggie goes to bed, and then they're reminiscing about Bart and Lisa when they were younger, and they put together a skit and sang a song, and so Abe forces them, really. I mean, he was pretty strongly encouraging them to do the scene, and they start out with just, fine, I'm gonna sing this Armor Hot Dog song, and then everybody gets involved, and it's a nice little segment of a commercial to eat armored hot dogs. So
Yep, and they sing it, and then even Homer goes by with a sign, and they were really selling the Armor hot dogs on that one.
it's just funny. What about you?
I'm going to the other side of the episode,
Okay.
clear to the end, to the wedding scene.
Okay.
And the wedding scene is actually Burns and Mrs. Bouvier. He gets her a ring, and that was silly how he did the ring thing, by the way.
Twice.
Twice. And they're getting married. And Barney walks in, and you're like, why don't you fill out the groom side? Because the bride side is completely full, and the groom side has this one, like, Kaiser Wilhelm German helmet guy sitting there. That's the only person. And Burns is side. And Barney sits down right behind him, and he's like, hey, down in front. And the German guy's like, mine! And then it goes into a parody of The Graduate, and it ends on a parody of The Graduate. So that whole thing, I just like the end. So that's my whole scene. Okay, winners and losers.
Winners and
How do you wanna do
losers.
that?
Well, who's your winner?
I'm gonna give it to Burns and Mrs. Bouvier because they literally won the trophy at the dance for doing their swing dance. And they come out and they got a trophy in hand. I'm like, right there, you won. So I'm giving it to him for that.
I had also written them down. Well, I wrote Burns down for having spectacular dance moves, and also because he won the trophy. So there's a match. So I'll go with an obscure one. You are all going to be winners if you watch all the way through the end credits, because there's a little bit of extra bonus material that's kind of hilarious. So there you have
You'll
it.
see it if you watch it. So watch the full credits.
It's a great episode.
Yeah.
What about your loser?
My loser is the no true love guy at the
Yes.
power plant. So Burns falls
Yes,
in love
he
with Marge's mom, and he gets on the PA at the plant, and he's like, anyone who's found true love can leave early. And Homer and a bunch of them run up and leave, and there's this one guy that's there, apparently hasn't found love yet, and he's like,
It's another great scene because Burns is running around his office going, whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo, you, and
Yeah.
just, yes. But yes, absolutely, that sad guy, he sheds a little tear.
I wrote no true love guy
That's
who
great.
couldn't leave work.
Yes, he was stuck at work, seemingly by himself, and maybe Smithers.
Yeah, probably Smithers, I'd imagine. What
Well,
do you got?
There were a lot of choices for losers this episode, and I'm gonna give you kind of two. So McGaggy is one because Homer was in charge of decorating Maggie's first birthday cake, and he spelled McGaggy instead of Maggie, and she really didn't have a great first birthday. But I'm really, who I feel is the biggest loser in this episode is Sideshow Mel.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much right at the beginning of this episode, and Krusty the Clown is making Sideshow Mel conduct an orchestra of kazoo playing monkeys, and then one is not complying, and so it gets poked in the face with a stick to comply to play the kazoo, and that you don't poke monkeys in the face with anything. And so Mel got some extra love from the monkeys. They attacked him and hugged him and bit him and
clawed and whatever they were doing, but he got
stopped
swarmed.
playing in the orchestra. So he is my loser for this episode.
I like it. Good one.
Anything else you'd like to make mention of?
No, other than we got one more episode in season 5 to go, and then we will be done with our season 5. So look for that. Watch ahead. It's the last one. And we will be doing that next.
Make sure that you click the subscribe button in the corner. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Feel free to share your comments, your thoughts, your favorite lines, scenes, and winners and losers.
Mm-hmm. Let us know what you think.
And until next time,
Jiminy
Jiminy
Jillikers.
Jillikers.
I suppose I'll be getting home too. At least I got Matlock to keep me company. Nope! He's done in 5 minutes!
He is. Step on it.
Hurry up, hurry! Each matlock could be our last.